Hello guys, welcome to another trade recap. Today we got a total of 3 trades and some ideas that I was working up on in queue. But as an overall, pretty much the main focus point of today is just gonna be the double break that we had in the morning. And let me just go ahead and explain what I was looking into the morning. So let me just go over here to my layout. I've been using a lot of this layout that it has in pretty much like the start of the month, and it's been really useful. Ain't gonna lie. So this dotted line over here is pretty much 9:32 a in the morning. So I was looking the idea over here that most likely let's we can see that we have some support over here, and I was liking the idea of maybe looking for some longs into the open, just because the overall structure. I mean, we have been just trading higher since Thursday, also higher highs and higher lows, and also just the area that I was looking for on ES pretty much at the top of this range. The idea of looking for longs, I don't think it's that crazy. Looking longs from this area. And on in Q, pretty much, we just rejected this support that we had on the 4 hour. That was the clearer range that we had over here. But I wanted to see more longs, if I'm being honest, just because the overall structure that we were having since Thursday of last week. No, so going to the morning. I saw the first break over here at the bottom of the range. Now that means that double break might be the option for today. So I ended up just taking double break today. Though, to be honest, I was not a big fan of the area price was on and just all the levels that were like stacked inside of the opening range. We have all the big waps, we have panel control, we have all area high. So pretty much everything was just like so tied up today in the morning. And I was like, you know what, bro? I like the longs just because the overall position of price on the higher time frame. Though I think the way that I'm gonna manage risk today is just I'm gonna take this trade on one of my accounts, only one of my accounts. So I ended up taking this trade on my top step and pretty much ended up hitting TP. And I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I'm pretty happy of how I managed the risk for today and that I actually give it a shot, based on the higher time frame position. But yeah, the only thing that I was not like really like I guess comfortable with was just all the levels that were like stacking compressed on this opening range, right? Because the opening range I think was like what, like 15 points, 11 points, bro, not even 15, 11 points. So I mean, pretty happy with this trade. I ended up just taking the trade on my top step. Then after that, I will let me just go over here to NQ so I can show you guys. So this purple things over here, it was some markups that I was seeing to see if we can push higher towards these highs, because ES already took these highs over here. As you can see, let me just pull it up. So this London highs pretty much are these pre-market highs over here that ES actually took and NQ did not. So I was most likely just looking to see if NQ can follow up with ES. And full disclosure, I ended up taking a long on here. No, hold on. Let me just get my brush. Like around here, I took a one micro long on NQ on one of my lucets. Though I ended up just closing the trade after 1 minute, 2 minutes into the trade. The reason for that it was because it was too far from New York. Like it was like what? Like, let me see. So it was 50 points away from New York. So I was like, you know what, bro? I'm probably gonna maybe I'm gonna miss out on this long, but I'm okay. I think it's worth for me to just wait to see if I can get a better price on this. So I ended up just closing the trade on minus $10, which is pretty much like break even at this point. So I ended up just closing the trade. And another thing that helped me close the trade and just wait for a better entry, it was that I have seen this a lot on ES Standard and Q, but based on my experience on ES, when I see this just like strong, like aggressive pins into New York, price most likely it's gonna come back to New York PWAP. Doesn't matter if we turn or we don't turn. Most likely it's gonna return to New York PWAP once we have like when we have like this type of like pins into New York. You know, so I ended up just holding on this, and I just had another markup over here, and both of these trades ended up just losing as an overall. Price ended up actually pulling back to New York over here, and we didn't turn. We tried to turn over here, we can't, and we didn't turn until here at 11:51. So I ended up just skipping on the trade on EQ, and I ended up taking a long on ES. So I took the long on ES On I think it was on this candle over here. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Wrong tool. So I ended up taking the long on here, and I was having my stop under previous day's VWAP, and I was just targeting maybe this house or something in here. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up, to be honest, I ended up just biggling on the idea once we got into this high over here. And I think my field wasn't here. I think my field was like around here, if I'm being honest, like around this area. And I ended up just closing the trade once we got above here. The reason for that, it was because I was, well, I know usually we don't look at both assets, but I was just like seeing in Cuba, and I was just like, bro, I think we're just gonna, I don't know, just feel tricky, just like so divergent. You know what I'm saying? Like NQ just pushing lower. I know we kind of like pushing higher over here, but to be honest, I ended up just closing the trade over here. I was not happy with how we took so many, like so long to push higher, and also the idea that NQ was just pushing lower. You know, like the virgin markets, bro. I was like not having it, and also, it's just Monday. I don't really want to push it too much on a Monday, so I ended up just closing the trade once we got into profit in here. I ended up just closing the trade like around here, if I'm being honest. It was like a really, really small profit, which I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I'm really happy with the initial trade I had over here. And I was happy that I was willing to be patient on this trade over here. So as an overall, bro, like, yeah, I was patient. You know what I'm saying? There was a possible idea along over here back to open range high or even to target this highs. But I just was too focused on the trade on ES. And also, to be honest, I got like mental spent over here, if I'm being honest, just because of the choppiness and stuff. So I was like, you know what, bro, peace out. Let me just, chill for Monday. Let me just take my whatever like small profit I got. I think it was just like $10, $10 or something like that on this trade, which is perfectly fine. I mean, you know, the week just like started. Like I'm not like getting to chasing price or just trying to target a new highs. So I'm happy with this trade, if I'm being honest. I'm happy that I was able to just hold it on this and just take a little bit of profit. I'm perfectly fine with it. And yeah, I mean, it was a good exit at the end of the day because we just pretty much sell off. Well, sell off. After that, So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for me today. I guess the trade of the day is gonna be the double break here. And again, despite the fact that I was not a fan of the levels that were like trapped in this opening range, price actually ended up delivering today. So really happy with that. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys make some money today, and I hope you guys learn something from my trading or even from your own trading. And again, like you took a loss, it's not a big deal. We just take it to the chin. And I mean, it's just Monday, bro. We have a whole week in front of us. And yeah, let's see what the market can bring us tomorrow. And I hope you guys had a nice day and have a good rest so you can guys perform tomorrow morning. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Take care.